The second time I seen him was at his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody thinks he faked his death. He's not dead. There was many things that happened and he got set up for a little bit to still be able to live his life and still be in the public eye. He's still making music.
Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Ask me. Everybody wonder why my smile is so deep.
Brother Bilal is back in the spotlight again, and this time he's calling out Jada for allegedly hiding a huge secret about Allie Carter being Tupac's daughter. Allie has been speaking on this for years, loud and consistent, but people kept brushing her off like she was making it up just to get attention. Now the energy is shifting, and more people are starting to believe Allie might actually be telling the truth. What's making things worse is the growing talk that Jada may have known the whole time and still chose to stay quiet, just like Tupac's family allegedly did. The word is they don't want Allie tied to Tupac's name because of the serious claims she's been making about powerful figures in the music industry. But Bilal isn't backing down at all. He's been putting serious pressure on Jada lately, and things have gotten so heated that they're now dealing with each other in court over alleged threats on his life.
Tupac got caught on TMZ in 2009 after he burnt his fingerprints off and everybody seen him, right? The LAPD went out and covered that. Look it up on TMZ. Look it up. Go look it up yourself. Go look it up yourself. You think I'm scared of you? Let's go.
And this whole situation with Allie, it's only adding more drama to the fire. Allie has been going all in for a while now, speaking out about wild industry parties and boldly claiming Tupac is her real father. Nobody saw this coming because she was the last person people expected to be connected to Tupac like that. But behind the scenes, there's talk that many insiders already knew and stayed quiet, worried that if her identity gets confirmed, everything she's been saying will suddenly hit way harder and start making too much sense. The thing about Allie is, even before all the Tupac talk, she was already making serious noise and getting attention. So when people started hearing that the same woman speaking out on all this was also allegedly Tupac's long-lost daughter, it hit way harder than anyone expected. What many people miss is that Allie isn't just repeating stories or passing along rumors. She's claiming these are things she actually lived through herself, not something she just heard from someone else. While others speak from the outside, Allie is saying she was right in the middle of it, dealing with situations she couldn't escape for years. She says she was taken from her mother and forced into an environment that changed everything about her life. According to her, some of the people around her didn't make it out, and the ones who did, like her, came out completely different than before. And honestly, hearing that alone is enough to make anyone stop and think. She describes witnessing people being taken advantage of, going through painful experiences herself, and seeing things no person should ever have to face, especially at a young age. Situations like that leave a mark that doesn't just disappear, and she makes it clear that nothing about that kind of experience leaves someone unchanged. When she felt like authorities weren't taking her seriously, Allie decided to handle it herself and filed an affidavit, laying out every single allegation in detail. And she didn't hold back. She named major figures like Birdman, Diddy, Denzel Washington, and even Beyonce, which instantly turned heads and raised the stakes. But just when people thought it couldn't get any more intense, she added another shocking claim, saying Tupac is her father. According to Allie, his family refuses to acknowledge her, even though she insists she has proof, because it could disrupt the image and legacy they've carefully built around him.
Jada, you're a bald-head liar and you're a addict, right? You told the world that you were going to sue me. As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swiftly. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All parties, right? And the people, the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names. You assassinate my character. You say I extort you. Well, extortion is...
She also claims that right after she was born, a nurse was allegedly paid to swap her with another baby, cutting her and her mother off from Tupac and his entire family from the very start. That part alone sounds wild, but it's a key piece of her story and why she says everything stayed hidden for so long. Now, whether all of this is true or not is still up for debate, but strange stories have come out of Hollywood before that ended up being real. And if there's anyone who could possibly confirm or deny any of this, people are looking at Jada Pinkett Smith. As many already know, Jada and Tupac had a very close and intense bond. Jada has always said they never officially dated, but their connection ran deep, and she continues to speak about him with strong emotion even years after his passing. They first met as sophomores during a theater assembly and instantly clicked, building a relationship that clearly left a lasting impact. The rest played out like destiny, no joke. If past lives are real, then yeah, Pac and Jada must have crossed paths way before this one, because their bond hit different from the start. It wasn't something you could explain with logic. It felt locked in, like something bigger set it up that way. Almost like God said, I'm putting you two together as a powerful duo, but don't get it twisted. You won't actually be together. That twist right there, that's what made it all feel so intense and unfinished. And then Pac went and poured his heart out in a whole poem about Jada, and honestly, it hits deep. It's wild to think they never dated when you hear how he spoke about her and how she spoke about him. He didn't hold back either, saying, "You are the omega of my heart, the foundation of my conception of love." That's not casual talk, that's real emotion. He even said, "When I think of what a black woman should be, it's you that I first think of." That's heavy praise right there. Then he went even deeper, saying, "You will never fully understand how deeply my heart feels for you. I worry that we'll grow apart and I'll end up losing you. You can feel the fear and love all mixed together." And this line, "You bring me to climax without sex, and you do it all with regal grace. You're my heart in human form."
Be able to hide from the public if I do. Okay? Anybody that was in my biological family as surrogates, they know damn well what I'm talking about. All of y'all know what I'm talking about. And if something happens to this woman right here,
that's poetic, intense, and honestly unforgettable. A friend she felt she could never replace. That kind of loss sticks with you forever. But what makes it even heavier is this. When he passed, they weren't even speaking. That part still hits hard. After Tupac got out of jail, people say he came back different, more intense, fully stepping into that gangsta image. And Jada just wasn't feeling that version of him at all. She didn't agree with the direction he was going, and it created real distance between them. Not just rumors or gossip, but a real divide. Now fast forward, and things are getting messy again. Ali Carter and Will Smith's former assistant's brother Bilal are putting serious pressure on Jada, claiming she allegedly kept certain truths hidden. And it's not new either. Bilal has been calling her out for a while now, and he's not slowing down at all. You can already imagine this tension has been building behind the scenes. This is the same guy who previously made shocking claims about Will, saying he was involved with Dwayne Martin and also mentioning Bryce Shear in those allegations. Those statements stirred up a lot of noise when they first dropped. After those claims went public, things reportedly escalated fast. According to Bilal, Jada allegedly threatened his life, and he didn't stay quiet. He fired back with a lawsuit. In that $3 million case, Bilal claims the threats came after he appeared multiple times on Tasha K's platform, where he spoke openly about those alleged situations involving Will and others. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more intense, the situation kept spiraling.
Open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. It was murder in there.
Okay. What did you do?
The lawsuit didn't just sit quietly in the background. It pulled even more attention onto everything Jada had been trying to move past. Now, people aren't just talking about Tupac or old memories. They're looking at her present life under a whole different lens. What really has people talking is how all these stories are starting to overlap. On one side, you've got this deep emotional history with Tupac that still feels unfinished, and on the other, these loud accusations and legal drama involving people from Will's circle. It's like two completely different worlds colliding, and Jada is stuck right in the middle of it. Some are even questioning if there's more she hasn't said yet, especially with all these claims being thrown around. Not confirmed facts, but enough noise to keep everyone watching closely. And with Bilal refusing to back down, it doesn't look like this situation is cooling off anytime soon. At this point, it's not just about the past anymore. It's about everything coming to the surface all at once. And whether people believe the claims or not, one thing is clear. The spotlight on Jada isn't fading anytime soon. And now people are really starting to question the bigger picture. Not just the headlines, not just the drama, but what's actually true and what's been exaggerated along the way. Because when stories keep stacking up like this, it gets harder to tell where the facts end and the rumors begin. Some are pointing out that Jada has always been open, but only to a certain point. She shares just enough to keep people listening, but never everything. And that's what keeps the mystery alive. It's like every time one layer gets revealed, another one pops up right behind it. And that pattern has people watching her moves even more closely now. At the same time, others are pushing back hard on these accusations, saying there's no solid proof behind a lot of these claims. They're calling out how quickly things can spiral online, especially when big names are involved. Because once something gets attention, it spreads fast, whether it's accurate or not. Still, the tension isn't going anywhere. Between past relationships, personal losses, and these ongoing allegations, everything feels connected in a way that keeps pulling people back in. And right now, all eyes are locked on what might come out next. And through all of this, one thing stands out more than anything: the emotional weight Jada has been carrying this whole time. Because beyond the headlines and all the noise, there's still that unresolved story with Tupac that never really got closure. That kind of connection doesn't just disappear, especially when things ended the way they did. At the same time, the public pressure isn't letting up. Every interview, every past clip, every statement gets picked apart and analyzed like never before. People are revisiting old moments, trying to connect dots and asking questions that don't always have clear answers. It's like her past and present are being put on display at the same time. And even with all the speculation, there's still a lot nobody truly knows. What was said behind closed doors? What really happened between certain people? It's all still partly a mystery. But that hasn't stopped the conversations from getting louder and more intense. Right now, it feels like everything is building towards something bigger. Whether that's more revelations, more responses, or just more questions, the attention isn't slowing down at all. And as long as people stay curious, this story keeps moving forward. And now the conversation is shifting again, and people are starting to look at the impact of all this over time. Because this isn't just a one-time headline. It's years of moments, interviews, and stories all stacking up on top of each other. That kind of spotlight can shape how someone is seen, whether it's fair or not. Some people feel like Jada's story has been misunderstood from the start. They argue that her connection with Tupac was deeper than labels, something emotional and rare that didn't need to turn romantic to be real. That perspective has been gaining more attention lately, especially as more of Pac's words and feelings resurface. But then you've got others who are still focused on the controversies happening now. The lawsuits, the accusations, and all the voices speaking out. It keeps the energy tense and unpredictable. Every new claim or response just adds another layer to an already complicated situation. At this point, it's like two narratives are running side by side. One about love, loss, and history, and another about conflict, questions, and public pressure. And the way those two sides keep clashing, that's what keeps people watching so closely. Bilal is taking things to a whole different level with his claims. He says back in September 2021, Jada allegedly tracked him down in the lobby of the Regency Calabasas Commons and confronted him face to face. According to him, she warned that if he didn't stop speaking on her personal life, he could end up missing or catch a bullet. That's a serious accusation, and it didn't stop there. He also claims that after she couldn't get him to sign an NDA, she allegedly followed him all the way to his car, still going off and repeating those threats. Now, none of this has been confirmed, but the story alone has people raising eyebrows and asking questions. At the same time, there's this whole other layer involving Allie that's got people talking crazy online. It's still unclear what Jada actually knew, if anything, about Allie possibly being connected to Tupac, but people are convinced she knows more than she's saying. And as always, the internet wasted no time jumping in with opinions. One person said, "I never doubted her. She spoke with too much passion. Pac escaped them, so they took his kid. Makes sense to me." Another added, "I feel Diddy already knew who Ali's father was. This is why he kidnapped her after her father was unleashed as a torture for his hatred of Tupac and jealousy. He will never make up to Tupac's level only or whether he was still amongst us. His family didn't acknowledge her to keep her safe, I believe, and her mother." Now it's your turn. What do you think about Ali possibly being Tupac's daughter And do you believe what Bilal is saying about Jada? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild updates.